One of the biggest paradoxes about being a human being is how easily we judge others, yet hate when others judge us. Naoto Shirogane has always been an intriguing character to me in Persona 4. When we first meet him, we automatically sense that there's something strange about this guy. I mean, from his voice, which almost seems to be a young child purposely trying to make their voice much more masculine than it already is, to his much more effeminate frame. Later, as we come to know him, we realize, and Naoto isn't a boy at all. Why would somebody purposely try and, I don't want to use the word trick, but yeah, trick somebody into thinking that they're a specific sex or gender when they're not? As we get to know more about Naoto, who we now know is a girl, we learn that her dream was always to be a detective. Ever since she was a young child, that was all she ever dreamt of. That was her goal, that was her passion. And as she got older, she realized that she would never, ever be accepted because of her sex. Because she's a woman. In one of the social links, I took a note of this while I was playing. She said, being a man or a woman. I never thought about it. The lack of peers to compare myself to might have contributed to that. I had no friends. I was quite the outsider then, too. I just wanted to be accepted. I wanted to be needed. There are lots of discussions about Naoto's character ever since P4 has released all those years ago, over a decade ago. And I'm just going to tell you what this video is and what it isn't. This video is not me assigning a label to Naoto. To be frankly honest, I'm going to tell you straight up how my feelings are. I don't care. My love for this character, how proud I am of this character, I don't care if Naoto was a dog, a sheep, a cat, a male, a female, or whatever. I absolutely love and adore this character no matter what she is. This is just a discussion. I'm just trying to have a casual conversation. So Persona 4 is... Christ, when I've told you a lot this so many times. I swear this game was made for me. I swear to God, this game was made for me. It's literally a game about the characters coming to terms with their true self and accepting themselves for who they are. And I randomly just started playing the game again for a video that should be right here, or right here, wherever it is. And I started finishing Naoto's social link. And in her social link, she's dealing with this phantom thief stalker type person that's giving her riddles that she has to solve. And after each and every trial, it unlocks a memory within her past that makes her remember the good old days. In the end, we find out it was actually a ploy by her grandfather to regain her passion for being a detective. All throughout the social link, we see her battling with this gender dysphoria, saying things like, why couldn't I have been born a man? Feeling inadequate because of her sex. And it was sad to see. It genuinely pained me to see a person go through that. And this is a video game. It's not even an actual person. One thing I touched upon earlier was how to keep up this facade of being a man, she would speak with this almost masculine bravado. I guess you could say. And one of the things that I noticed was that as you got to know her more, this sort of masculine mask, if you will, dropped each social link. And before, when you would meet Naoto, she would greet you almost like this sort of robot android. Like, greetings, you Narukami. It is lunchtime. Let us feast upon our meals. And then as you get to know her more, as she begins to open up, you get to hear her actual voice. And it was that little attention to detail of her feeling more confident to be herself, feeling more comfortable in her skin. It was just, I felt so proud of her. Towards the end of her social link, when she just says, screw it. With everyone, with you. I can proudly proclaim that I am myself. Nothing more, but nothing less. It was so beautiful to see her finally just accept herself and not feel this need to be a different person just to please other people. And what got me even more, made me feel even so much more proud for her and happy for her, is the fact that Persona continues. Afterwards, in the next game that kind of continues the story, is Persona 4 Dancing All Night. And in that game, the director of that game actually said that they had Naoto dance in the style that she did because she felt so much more comfortable in her skin and so much more at ease with her femininity. And seeing this person who felt the need to hide or cover up their humanity because they would be perceived as a certain way, to finally just let this all out on this dance floor, lads. I am so proud of this character. I love Naoto Shirogane so much. I say this all the time, and I'm gonna make a dedicated video on it someday. I said P4 literally feels like a game that was made for me. I remember I checked when I played the game, and it turns out I played the game when I was 14. I'm 21 now. I remember around that time, I was literally saying the same exact thing as her, but for the opposite. Or excuse me, I remember being around that age and saying, like, I hate being male. Why the hell couldn't I have been born a woman? And by the time I had played Persona 4, I had really just forgotten about that stuff that I said. And honestly, I didn't even remember that I said that until like a year ago. And what I came to realize is that it wasn't anything. It was a reaction to how there's so many factors into why people judge others, and so many different areas that you could talk about. But for this video specifically, I just want to talk about gender. For me growing up, any and everything that I liked, it was attributed towards the feminine gender. It was attributed to only being for the female sex. And being a male myself, anytime I would express interest in anything that I was actually interested in, I would receive pushback from it. And it got to the point where anything and everything that I loved would be ridiculed because it was quote unquote for girls or was for women. And I remember being young and I was all like, well, what the fuck? Women are the only people who get to have fun in this world? Why the fuck would I want to be a guy then? You know, for me, I'd say gender has been a main source of pain and built up resentment that I've had over the years. I'd say the main source of hatred that I have ever received has to do with the fact that I am of the male sex. And the type of things that people have said, the type of things that people have done just makes me go, if there was literally one small aspect about myself that was changed, I would not have any of this. And that was a big source of sadness for me over the years. Naoto's perspective is that of a person that was born female. My perspective is that of a person born male. And I sit here and I just wondered, really just kind of shows you how much the world really loves to pigeonhole people. Something like Naoto not being taken seriously in the profession that she wants to be in because of something as superfluous as the sex chromosomes that she has. That's not something that I am oblivious to. When I was younger, I used to take dance classes, and my mother would be the one who paid for them. I was around 15 at the time. And I remember a man within our circle group catches wind of this. He texts me and he goes, "This is not good." I'm like, what's not good? He goes, "You shouldn't have a woman pay for your well-being. If anything, have your father pay for your dance lessons. You should never rely on a woman for anything." And at this point, I had already gone through so much of this is not for boys, this is too feminine, why do you enjoy doing this? Are you secretly homosexual and all of this stuff? That at this point, I was just over it. I became so over judging somebody simply based off their genitalia, naturally. But that is one of the many pillars that we as people judge people on. Like, in a perfect world, Naoto could be in any profession that she fucking desires without being looked down upon because of just a simple difference than the other population of the employees, and simply only be judged by her character and how good she is at her job. In a perfect world, I should be able to come on here, look however I want, dress however I want, without being called a in my fucking DMs. But that's not the world that we live in. And that's why when I came to level 10, when I finished out her story beats in her social link, that made me so much more proud of her character. The fact that in spite of everything being so stacked against her, that she said, if I'm going to be in this world, I have to be happy. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, I tried to take off. I tried to wipe away my tears. I can't even tell if you can see it. I don't know if I want to because I have on mascara and I don't want to. I don't want to smear that shit. But she said, in spite of everything being stacked against her, she is still going to push through. Seeing that robotic boy when you first meet her in P4, to then seeing her open up, talk in her actual voice, present herself in the way that she wants, to seeing her fucking blossom in a game like Persona 4 Dancing All Night. She's so fucking beautiful. Yet the world is so damn mean. I really don't know what else to say. I love this character. I'm so proud of this character. She truthfully is an inspiration to not only me, but anybody who feels like there's something that's just setting them back because of outside prejudices, some sort of discrimination. don't you dare for a second throw away your own happiness to please bastards. Because what's the point in being sad when the only people you're making happy are the ones that hate you? Go out there and capture your journey. Go out there and make history. I'm Justice. Thanks for watching.